All right, who is your Astro MVP at the All-Star break?
Man, I struggled with this one because of the fact that, to be honest with you, as much as I normally look just at a position player because pitchers only pitch every fifth day in the case of starting pitchers, but I want to give it to Ronel Blanco because without Ronel Blanco, you're a losing team. Without Ronel Blanco and the fact that you didn't even factor him in as even guaranteeing a spot on this roster, what he has done for you and what he has done to stabilize just how volatile that starting pitching rotation has been, I'm going to go a little bit out of the box, but I think Ronel Blanco is your first half MVP.
I'm going to go with a man who has not played since June 3rd. Kyle Tucker was so good in his first 60 games that he still barely holds on to the MVP for the Astros entering the All-Star break.
I'm going to go Jose Altuve on this one. He last year he had 2 years ago he got back over 300 for the first time in a few years with his average. Last year, even though he obviously started the season late because of the broken hand that he suffered in the WBC, when he came back, he was having a career year. And I think there were some questions, obviously getting a little bit older, and now especially with the new contract added on or the contract extension, could he keep it up? And his offensive numbers have kept up. And I know he doesn't lead the team in home runs, but I think his offense has been very consistent, and he's been there for him the whole season.
All right, Cy Young. I mean, I think I know.
Obviously, I know where I'm going.
Ronel, yes, it's Ronel Blanco.
I would hope you know where you're going.
Yeah. You guys would doubt it. I know it. Sometimes there's reason for it, but yeah, that was obvious.
Mine's Ronel. Mine's Ronel Blanco.
Unanimous.
Yeah, I'll give Ronel Blanco that award. Most improved player.
See, now here's where I got caught because I could actually put Blanco on this list too first. But I think that the other one, because I have to admit my mistakes when I'm wrong, as you were just mentioning, and say that I was completely wrong on Jake Myers. The fact that Jake Myers has turned out to be your everyday center fielder, he's shown more pop than I thought he would have. He's shown the ability to hit the baseball better than I thought that he can. And so I will eat crow on this one, and I'll say my most improved player is Jake Myers.
My most improved player is the ghost of Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu, while was on this baseball team, was one of the worst baseball players in its history. When Jose Abreu is not on this baseball team, the Astros are one of the best baseball teams in the league. Most improved player, the ghost of Jose Abreu.
I'll go ahead and eat crow a little bit too. I was very skeptical on Jeremy Pena when we were having conversations in the offseason. I know, and I'm following suit with my own eating of crow. I didn't think the power thing, although I mean no home runs over 3 months is obviously fluky, but I didn't expect him to bounce back the way he did. Obviously the average has dropped a little bit from where he was in the first couple months to where he's been over the last couple months, but overall he's been a plus on the offensive side, and I was not expecting that.
Well, it's funny that you say that because this year of his 3 years is his lowest OPS year.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Rookie year 715, last year 705, this year 700. So like kind of
705, 700.
It's worse.
It is worse. There have been things that now he's still chasing the slider outside too much.
He is.
But there's been things in his profile this year, both with the power coming back a little bit, the average for the first couple months being above 300, that I didn't see in his profile going forward.
Biggest surprise.
Oh, to me, it's Taylor Scott.
I thought you were going to make it a sweep with Blanco all the way across.
You could go with either one.
No,
I like Scott.
Taylor Scott's got to be somewhere on one of these lists because of how valuable he's been to this team and the fact that, again, another guy no one's counting on, a guy you didn't know, another guy you didn't know if was going to make the roster, and then the fact that, well, he's in the pen, but you just don't know how much they're going to use him and in what leverage situations, to being a guy that has just been lights out, been a guy you can get 2 innings out of, you can get 1 inning out of. He's gonna do what he needs to do to get the job done for you, and I think that he's got to get some recognition. So for me, that's the biggest surprise.
I'll go ahead and back you up on that. Ronel Blanco's getting enough love. Taylor Scott, huge surprise. Like we probably didn't have him on our opening day roster, and then all of a sudden he's your 4th best reliever. Actually, you can make the case he's even better than that.
Yep.
But because Hader and Presley and Abreu have the accolades and have the clout and have the contracts, those guys are going to be your higher leverage guys. But Scott has been phenomenal. I'll echo that.
I'm going to say I think most surprised that the workhorse, the dog that is Lance McCullers, hasn't made his way back onto the field yet. That is super surprising to me so far. I mean, I was really expecting him to come back second half of the season and just be a workhorse and carry this team. But unfortunately, to the surprise of everyone, he's behind schedule and not going to make it back.
He's been on the mound in uniform.
He's been on a mound in uniform, yes.
Right.
It's so weird he does that. Hey, let me post videos of me throwing a bullpen and then in 3 weeks complain about my elbow being a little bit worrisome and then not pitch anymore. Soft.
Is he like done doing that now? Because I haven't seen him in a while. I might have missed him.
He's not
but,
throwing.
Like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
He's not. They told him to stop throwing a baseball. You can't post videos of you throwing a baseball if you're not throwing a baseball.
Maybe he and JV can play catch over the break.
It's so coming off of surgery, you're going to feel a little discomfort, and you have to kind of work through it. Lance needs MRIs when he feels a little bit of discomfort. All right, 713-780, or maybe just chronically ruined. That's also a possibility.
Did I see a promo? It might have been Will Kunkel or somebody that had sat down and interviewed him at one of his coffee shops or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, trying to understand why the fans hate him.
I've seen clips of the video. I didn't see that one in particular.
Yeah, where he was talking about, it's like, come on, man. I mean, if you're just realistic,
I don't think fans should
hate him, but you have to understand why there's a lot of people that are a little aggravated with Lance.
Yeah, just frustrated. I think it's fair to be frustrated for sure.